Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. We are standing at a very interesting moment as far as the impeachment of Rigathi is concerned, because we are dealing with both a constitutional and a political issue. The members of parliament have been mandated by our constitution, have been mandated by the people of Kenya under the new constitution to deal with state officers. If you look at the members of the county assembly, they are the ones who are dealing with errant governors. And the National Assembly and the Senate are also mandated to deal with state officers like ministers, a deputy president, and a president. And so that is their constitutional mandate, sacredly given to them by the power of the people of Kenya. But it is also a political process because we are dealing with politicians. The members of parliament campaigned before they were elected into those offices. They are politicians. They are good at it. We are also dealing with a political, process because this is purely a disagreement between the president and his deputy. So that makes it very interesting and very difficult even to understand, because there is a thin line between the politics in it and the legal perspective and parameters. Now, when this case was being debated at the National Assembly, we saw lawyers trying to poke holes into Rigathi conduct. There were criminal charges that were leveled against him. But there were also several politics that were being played. And one of the areas that politics really took center stage was this statement that was being given by the minority leader, Junet Mohammed, Farah Malim, and Kimani Ichungwa, when they described Rigathi as a dangerous man. And in fact, I remember Kimani Ichungwa saying that we are dealing with a black man with a black heart. And they wanted to portray a picture of a dangerous man who poses danger to the president and even to the members of the National Assembly who had signed that impeachment bill, and they requested for security for those members.
As you're aware, there are members from our side and members from the other side who have signed to this petition, to this motion, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I wanted to get your assurance as the boss of this House, as the leader of this House, as the Speaker of this House, Mr. Speaker, that the 291 members of Parliament who have signed to this motion, Mr. Speaker, their safety and security will be guaranteed, Mr. Speaker. Because the motion does not end at the tabling, at the notice of motion today. It will go through a process. It will be formally again moved. Members will debate and members will vote on it. Mr. Speaker, we want those 291 members of Parliament to turn up here the day of voting, Mr. Speaker, without missing any one of them, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have just passed the new Inspector General of Police the other day here, Mr. Kanja. Not really. He must take responsibility as the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Speaker, to guarantee the safety, as the Inspector General of the country, Mr. Speaker, to guarantee the safety and the security of the 291 members of the... Mr. Speaker, you know this thing. What we are doing is not a small thing, Mr. Speaker. When Trump was being removed, was being impeached in the United States, Mr. Speaker, you know what he attempted to do. And what can happen here, you know, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I also join the other colleagues in this, but I have just one very important, most important in this country to raise. Not only do we have to protect the lives of 291 members of Parliament who have appended their signature there, we must also protect the system. The IG must protect our president to the hilt. Because you know the kind of a constitution we have. Any reckless thug can decide to change the course of history if, God forbid, anything were to happen to our president. You get my point? And there are people who we have been so worried lately. I get the feeling that they can even have the capacity to plan something like that. Let us make sure this information goes out. Our president must be protected to the hilt.
Just to add on to what the Honorable Farah and Honorable Junet have said, Honorable Speaker, the security of members of Parliament is paramount. And Honorable Speaker, I say that looking at you, because you know on the 25th of June this year, Honorable Speaker, none other than yourself, you were a target, and you know that. And not a target for harm, but a target for elimination based on the position you hold as Speaker and the ranking order should anything happen to the President or the Deputy President, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to beg that you take with a little more weight the issues raised by Honorable Junet and Honorable Farah Maalim, because, Honorable Speaker, we have seen it on social media. We have been told by certain quarters that before March of 2025, they say bendera itapepea mlingoti nusu. I say this being privy to the information that I was privy to and you are privy to on the 25th of June, and knowing, Honorable Speaker, that as Honorable Junet has said, we are not dealing with an ordinary matter. We are not dealing with an ordinary man. We are dealing with a black man with a very black heart. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
In a nutshell, Kimani Ichungwa and the group wanted to scare Kenyans that Rigathi Gachagua is unfit. He's a social misfit because he can kill members who sign his impeachment motion. Currently, there are members who are associated with Deputy Rigathi Gachagua who are being investigated. In fact, charges have been leveled against them by the NIS and DC. The DCI has given the green light, so they're about to be charged. I'm talking about Honorable Gakuya, Honorable Majadong, and the former MP George Deure. Now, ladies and gentlemen, ever since Rigathi Gachagua was impeached at the National Assembly, we have seen Rigathi Gachagua walking freely. People are scrambling to take selfies with him. And we have seen him even trying to preach peace. And let me tell you something, this was purely political. Rigathi Gachagua, knowing very well that this was political, that they had leveled this kind of claim against him, that he's a dangerous man, he poses danger to everyone around him, he decided to beat them in their own game. And I want you to look at this speech. I want you to watch this speech where Rigathi Gachagua was telling people that no matter the outcome, he's urging the members of Mount Kenya to remain peaceful, to remain calm. As he was preaching peace, the members of parliament who either signed or voted to impeach Rigathi Gachagua have got rough times with the members of the electorates who elected them. The member of parliament, Zachary Duku, was smoked out from a bar where he was taking his drinks and he was chased away. Kimani Ichungwa himself has been heckled and chased.
Irrespective ya ile itatokea, nataka kuuliza amani katika hii Embu, katika Mlima Kenya, katika Kenya nzima. Sisi tuko na nchi ya Kenya, hatuna nchi nyingine. Na hii nchi ni yetu. Sisi tupendane, tukue na amani, tukiendelea kufanya kazi zetu. Kwa sababu hiyo ndio mambo ile muhimu. Lakini yote naendelea, sisi imani yetu ni ya kwamba Ngai ari ogeteine giake kionene na giothingu na Ngai ndahotago nitiguo.
Mimi siwezi tishwa na mtu yeyote. Mimi huogopa Mwenyezi Mungu peke yake, uji moto na umeme, sio binadamu hapa duniani.
Hii ni baada ya kuingilia na kusema Rigathi atolewe. Umejaa vifujo, fujo. Wenda kunyita wajita atĩa
So I want you to see the political irony in this. The man they were describing as being dangerous is preaching peace. Yet the people who are describing Rigathi Gachagua as being, dangerous are being shaken, chased away, heckled, not by Rigathi Gachagua, but by very spontaneous reactions from people who feel that Gachagua anaonewa. Susan Kihika was heckled at a funeral just because she mentioned Ruto's name when she was reading condolence message from William Samoei Ruto. We have seen Oscar Sudi being heckled and being chased. We have seen those members, especially from central Kenya, from Mount Kenya, being heckled. And these are not, videos. These are not people who have been, given money. These are not moments that have been engineered by Rigathi Gachagua. But these are people who feel that, yes, Rigathi Gachagua could be that bad. Rigathi Gachagua could be corrupt the way he's being, portrayed. Rigathi Gachagua could be tribal. But these people are saying, okay, we agree. But what about the man they are working with in that office? Why are we leaving one man and we want why do we want to sanitize one man and kick out Rigathi Gachagua? They are also asking a question of legitimacy. The people who elected them, are saying, we elected you as a team. There are people who went and voted for both the team. There are people who just gave William Ruto the votes because Rigathi was there. If it were not for Rigathi, some of those people who voted in Ruto would have not have voted. And so they are asking, what happened to the votes that Rigathi Gachagua got or Ruto got as a result of Rigathi's, influence? And so, ladies and gentlemen, this has backfired on them because they wanted to create some tension. We know, from where I sit, if you ask me, this is my personal opinion, and you have your opinion. From where I sit, I personally believe that Rigathi really played, tribal politics. That is the truth. We cannot have a national leader, warning others and saying, nimeweka trap pale State House. And of course, he has always explained that it was William Ruto who sent him. The one thing that Rigathi Gachagua should know is that he's a very intelligent man. He was a DO, has worked under the national administration, and therefore we believe he should be more intelligent than that. The campaign is the deputy president. By exposing it and telling us that William Ruto sent him, you cannot tell Kenyans. And you see, it is a disgrace to people who elected Rigathi Gachagua. If Rigathi Gachagua can come out and tell us that nilitumwa na William Ruto. Nilitumwa na William Ruto niende nikatukane Uhuru Kenyatta. Nilitumwa na William Ruto niende nikakosane na Raila Amolo Odinga. You see, you're only telling them that you're not intelligent, that William Ruto used you. We believe that Rigathi Gachagua should have known better. He should know which errands to take. Because right now, the very man is telling us, sent him, is the one who wants to impeach him. Because if there is one thing that we cannot prove is who sent him. What is on record, what can be retrieved is that he was very bitter. He had said that Aweka trap. So there's this norm around it that is really disturbing. But then, we cannot pretend. I have seen people saying that, the case before us is Rigathi Gachagua, not William Ruto. There is the fallacy that is around it. If some people saw it wise to impeach Rigathi because he's practicing tribalism, why haven't they seen it right to impeach, William Samoei Ruto? Because William Samoei Ruto, in his appointments, he has really appointed members of his community. It has been like that since Kibaki, in fact, since Jomo Kenyatta, Moi, Kibaki, all the way to William Samoei Ruto. And we need to make sure that if we want to look at this problem, we look at it holistically. You are now telling us we have a case against Rigathi. Why can't these very people, why are they blind to the fact that William Ruto should also have a case? No wonder they're saying kufa dereva kufa makanga. And they are asking what happens to the wananchi. If they so believe that makanga na dereva wakikufa, abiria watakufa, then let us save all of them. Let them finish their term. Wapigane huko because they selected themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, this idea of Rigathi is dangerous was meant to portray him as a madman, as a crazy man, a cruel man who can kill. But the members of the society, the members of the community, are chasing those members who impeached him, not Rigathi. And therefore, we could even conclude that the reason why Kimani Ichungwa was looking for security was because he knew very well they were not going to mingle well with the people because they had seen what happened during the Gen Z protest. And it is my considered opinion that it is not good to look for security. Let them know how to endear themselves to the electorate, not looking for security, because the best security comes from the people of Kenya, comes from the people who elected them. There is no need looking for policemen reinforcement to be around you 24/7. You can imagine that member of parliament who was having his leisure time just drinking, and then he was being chased. So are you saying that you will have security? You are going to the toilet, you want security. You are sleeping, you want security. You know, it is very tedious. The best way that these people should do is to ensure that in parliament they represent correctly the will of their people who elected them there. If your people don't want Gachagua to be impeached, please vote no. But if your people overwhelmingly tells you impeach Gachagua, then do it because you are representing your people. Don't you think it has backfired on them? They are being chased left, right, and center